Hello everyone, my name is Nabila Salsabila Ramashifa. I want to presentation about Jakarta Smart City with 5G. What is 5G technology? We can see this video.
Every new generation of wireless networks delivers faster speeds and more functionality to our smartphones. 1G brought us the very first cell phones, 2G let us text for the first time, 3G brought us online, and 4G delivered the speeds that we enjoy today. But as more users come online, 4G networks have just about reached the limit of what they're capable of at a time when users want even more data for their smartphones and devices. Now we're headed toward 5G, the next generation of wireless. It will be able to handle 1,000 times more traffic than today's networks, and it'll be up to 10 times faster than 4G LTE. Just imagine downloading an HD movie in under a second, and then let your imagination run wild. 5G will be the foundation for virtual reality, autonomous driving, the Internet of Things, and stuff we can't even yet imagine. But what exactly is a 5G network? The truth is, experts can't tell us what 5G actually is because they don't even know yet. But right now, there are 5 brand new technologies emerging as the foundation of 5G: millimeter waves, small cells, massive MIMO, beamforming, and full duplex. First up, technology number 1, millimeter waves. Your smartphone and other electronic devices in your home use very specific frequencies on the radio frequency spectrum, typically those under 6 gigahertz. But these frequencies are starting to get more crowded. Carriers can only squeeze so many bits of data on the same amount of radio frequency spectrum. As more devices come online, we're going to start to see slower service and more dropped connections. The solution is to open up some new real estate. So researchers are experimenting with broadcasting on shorter millimeter waves, those that fall between 30 and 300 gigahertz. This section of spectrum has never been used before for mobile devices, and opening it up means more bandwidth for everyone. But there is a catch. Millimeter waves can't travel well through buildings or other obstacles, and they tend to be absorbed by plants and rain. To get around this problem, we'll need technology number 2, small cell networks. Today's wireless networks rely on large, high-powered cell towers to broadcast their signals over long distances. But remember, higher frequency millimeter waves have a harder time traveling through obstacles, which means if you move behind one, you lose your signal. Small cell networks would solve that problem, using thousands of low-power mini base stations. These base stations would be much closer together than traditional towers, forming a sort of relay team to transmit signals around obstacles. This would be especially useful in cities. As the user moved behind an obstacle, his smartphone would automatically switch to a new base station in better range of his device, allowing him to keep his connection. Next up, technology number 3, massive MIMO. MIMO stands for multiple input, multiple output. Today's 4G base stations have about a dozen ports for antennas that handle all cellular traffic, but massive MIMO base stations can support about 100 ports. This could increase the capacity of today's networks by a factor of 22 or more. Of course, massive MIMO comes with its own complications. Today's cellular antennas broadcast information in every direction at once, and all of those crossing signals could cause serious interference. Which brings us to technology number 4, beamforming. Beamforming is like a traffic signaling system for cellular signals. Instead of broadcasting in every direction, it would allow a base station to send a focused stream of data to a specific user. This precision prevents interference and it's way more efficient. That means stations could handle more incoming and outgoing data streams at once. Here's how it works. Say you're in a cluster of buildings and you're trying to make a phone call. Your signal is ricocheting off of surrounding buildings and crisscrossing with other signals from users in the area. A massive MIMO base station receives all of these signals and keeps track of the timing and the direction of their arrival. It then uses signal processing algorithms to triangulate exactly where each signal is coming from and plots the best transmission route back through the air to each phone. Sometimes it'll even bounce individual packets of data in different directions, off of buildings or other objects to keep signals from interfering with each other. The result is a coherent data stream sent only to you. Which brings us to technology number 5, full duplex. If you've ever used a walkie-talkie, you know that in order to communicate, you have to take turns talking and listening. That's kind of a drag. Today's cellular base stations have that exact same holdup. A basic antenna can only do one job at a time, either transmit or receive. This is because of a principle called reciprocity, which is the tendency for radio waves to travel both forward and backward along the same frequency. To understand this, it helps to think of a wave like a train loaded up with data. The frequency it's traveling on is like the train track. And if there's a second train trying to go in the opposite direction on the same track, you're going to get some interference. Up until now, the solution has been to have the trains take turns or to put all the trains on different tracks or frequencies. You can make things a lot more efficient by working around reciprocity. Researchers have used silicon transistors to create high-speed switches that halt the backward roll of these waves. It's kind of like a signaling system that can momentarily reroute two trains so that they can get past each other. That means there's a lot more getting done on each track a whole lot faster. We're still working out many of the kinks with millimeter waves, small cell networks, massive MIMO, beamforming, and full duplex. In fact, all of 5G is still a work in progress. It will likely include other new technologies too, and making all of these systems work together will be a whole other challenge. But if experts can figure that out, ultra-fast 5G service could arrive.
All right. 5G generation or 5G cellular network technology is not only selected to provide speeder content download, but there are also a host of other applications that 5G is capable of, which can transform the way people conduct their day-to-day activities and business, from the internet activities and from the Internet of Things to artificial intelligence or AI, with Indonesia set to become one of the world's digital economic powerhouses. 5G will play an instrumental role in the economy going forward, with the goal of being among the world's top 5 largest economies by 2045. The digital transformation is a crucial element for enterprises in speeding up growth, to move away from a resources-driven economy to a knowledge and digital-based economy. Indonesia has formed a 5G task force to speed up adoption of 5G in the country, having tried out 5G in the 2019 Asian Games and many other occasions LED by local telecommunication firms. The Communications and Information Ministry plans to free up um, one, 1,880 megahertz of spectrum to enable 5G, which is covered in Indonesia's 2020 until 2024 National Medium-Term Development Plan. Next, since 2014, Jakarta has become a Jakarta Smart City. To build a smart city takes a long time. A number of important elements such as infrastructure, internet network, and other devices must be ready. The presence of 5G connectivity and IoT technology is a major factor in realizing this mission. When talking about smart city, it cannot be used from the role of technology in answering people's daily needs, such as the use of the Internet of Things or IoT, which is able to connect various electronic devices with human mobility. Which of these needs to be supported by 5G technology? Jakarta Smart City itself will use the Clue application. This application makes it easy for its citizens to build smart cities by providing criticisms, suggestions, and reports related to problems that occur around the community to convey to the relevant government. Jakarta must be more effective and efficient by utilizing integrated information and communication technology in all public sector. Wrote the Jakarta Smart City through its website, Jakarta needs to be a smart city. In addition to the ambition to create a smart city, the government also needs to provide education to its citizens who have difficulty using technology, including the elderly and people with disabilities. This means that apart from infrastructure and other elements, the community must also be ready to accept the presence of a smart city. Okay, for smart city development, the Indonesian government refers to 6 main pillars with tourism priorities as quote from the official Kominfo website. Kominfo in here is better known Minister of Communication and Information Technology of the Indonesian, or MCIT is Indonesian government agency is in charge on telecommunication, broadcasting, information technology, and public communication and information affairs, working toward a better future for all Indonesian as developing a world-class Indonesian communications and information technology sector. Okay. First, smart environment. Priority tourism becomes a clean, waste-free, and orderly area without leaving its traditional elements. And second, smart economy. The implementations of ICT in the transaction process takes place in priority tourism areas and surrounding local government. Third, smart branding. Assisting local government in priority tourist areas in increasing tourist visits. And fourth, smart government. Local government in priority tourist areas implement a quality electronic-based government system, or SPBE, in an effort to provide good public service. Fifth, smart community. The community of a priority tourist destination and the surrounding areas has superior capacity and can afford good housing. And the last, sixth, smart living. Encouraging a priority tourism situation that is conducive and comfortable for the community and tourists through the provision of transportation logistics that are peaceful, safe, and friendly. Okay, next, this is video about a review to try 5G internet speed in Jakarta for upload and download.
Halo semuanya, selamat datang di channel Next Trend.
Alright, this is opening.
Ini kebetulan disediakan 3 perangkat, ada Oppo Reno 5 5G, A74, dan Find X2 Pro. Halo semuanya, selamat datang. Ini kebetulan hubung ke jaringan 5G, sedangkan A74 masih 4G. Di sini ada 3 skenario pemakaian yang dilakukan, yaitu download dan upload file dari dan ke Google Drive, download game CODM, dan streaming 4K. Gue akui 3 skenario ini memang masih sebagian dari potensi 5G yang sebenarnya. Masih banyak banget skenario yang harus kita coba, tapi sayangnya di Indonesia belum support. Setidaknya skenario ini akan gue coba sudah mewakili pengguna yang casual lah di Indonesia. Langsung saja ke skenario pertama, yaitu download dan upload file ke Google Drive. Pada pengujian ini, gue menggunakan 2 HP yang dipasangkan berdampingan dan melakukan proses upload dan download ke Google Drive secara bersamaan. Perangkat yang dipakai adalah Oppo Reno 5 5G yang tersambung ke jaringan 5G dan A74 yang tersambung ke jaringan 4G. Oh ya, file yang digunakan itu adalah sebuah video ya, berukuran 337 MB yang diupload ke Google Drive dulu, lalu di-download kembali ke perangkat. Bagaimana hasilnya? Hasilnya cukup mencengangkan buat gue, di mana proses upload dia hanya butuh waktu 3 menit 32 detik, dan download itu cuma 57 detik saja. Ini jauh lebih kencang dibandingkan HP dengan jaringan 4G yang makan waktu 4 menit 48 detik untuk upload dan download selama 1 menit 47 detik. Gue akui memang kecepatan ini tidak sampai seperti yang gue dengar dari beberapa klaim di luar negeri. Tapi seperti yang sudah disebut di awal, kalau kecepatan ini sangat berpengaruh dari lokasi, cuaca, perangkat yang digunakan, trafik jaringan, infrastruktur, dan berbagai macam hal lainnya. Tapi ketika kita bandingkan dengan yang 4G-nya, ini sudah jelas lebih kencang dan tampaknya banyak yang butuh ini nih, buat yang sering mengandalkan penyimpanan cloud seperti Google Drive. Kedua adalah skenario download game. Untuk download ini masih menggunakan perangkat yang sama, tapi kali ini game yang akan kita download ada Call of Duty Mobile yang punya ukuran 2,73 GB. Ini adalah salah satu game yang ukurannya cukup besar dan source-nya tentu saja Play Store. Di sini skenario-nya adalah timer akan gue mulai ketika pencet install, lalu kita tunggu sampai proses installing, disitulah kita anggap selesai. Hasilnya, game berukuran 2,73 GB ini selesai hanya dalam waktu 2 menit 19 detik aja. Hasilnya jauh lebih kencang dibandingkan HP dengan jaringan 4G yang butuh waktu sampai 12 menit 50 detik. Ini baru berasa banget sih, peningkatannya bisa berkali-kali lipat antara yang 5G dan 4G. Sayangnya gue belum ada kesempatan lagi untuk menguji download game yang lebih besar, lebih menantang, mengingatkan ini data seluler ya, jadi ada kuotanya. Tapi nantilah, kalau nomor gue udah dibuka 5G-nya, gue akan buat pengujian yang lebih mendalam lagi. Tapi untuk saat ini, ya segitu aja dulu ya. Tapi dari pengujian yang ini aja, sudah terlihat potensi 5G ke depannya untuk download game. Mengingat ini tuh seharusnya bisa lebih kencang lagi. Terakhir adalah pengujian streaming 4K. Pada pengujian kali ini, yang gue pakai adalah Oppo Find X2 Pro yang layarnya udah 1440p, HDR, dan refresh rate 120 Hz. Skenario-nya adalah video diputar dari YouTube seperti biasa, lalu kita putar di resolusi 2160p dan kita geser-geser slidernya. Untuk apa? Karena kita akan melihat seberapa lama buffernya. Dan hasilnya, buffernya itu cuma sepersekian detik. Meskipun sayangnya di sini gue tidak ada pembanding dengan HP yang 4G ya, karena smartphone yang layarnya beresolusi besar waktu itu cuma satu ini aja. Tapi gue meyakini kalau streaming 4K dengan 4G, buffernya tidak akan sesingkat ini, bahkan mungkin jauh lebih lama. Setidaknya kita sudah tahu lah ya, gambaran bagaimana jaringan 5G dipakai buat streaming video 4K. Jadi kesimpulannya, kemampuan jaringan 5G memang sudah lebih kencang, sangat jelas dibandingkan 4G saat gue mengujinya. Perangkat Oppo yang gue pakai udah dilengkapi dengan kemampuan 5G, sudah cukup memberikan kesan pertama yang menyenangkan lah dengan kecepatan internetnya. Sejumlah skenario yang gue coba ini memang hanya sebagian dari potensi 5G yang sebenarnya tuh luas banget. Namun sudah cukup kalau gue pikir untuk mewakili kebutuhan yang gue rasa paling dekat lah sama.
Alright, I think that's all from me. Alright, in the conclusion, 5G in Jakarta really helps Jakarta to become a smart city because it helps local people and foreign tourists with easy communication and speed of accessing the internet that is multifunctions. I think that's all from me. Thank you for attention. And I want to close this presentation. Sorry if there are many shortcomings in these presentations. Thank you all. Bye.